We've got reports and information that Radio Biafra is asking Biafrans not to get involved in employment opportunities in Nigeria. Appointments. Asking the Southeasterners, don't be part of any sort of employment in Nigeria coming from the DOS, IPOB, or Radio Biafra. Now, there's this question I want to ask. What then should they be doing in Nigeria as of now? Because as we speak, the Biafran agitation has not taken the dimension whereby somebody will just be idle and do nothing. We have not gotten a country that we have borders. We have our army, navy, and so what have you. So I looked at that statement. Is it coming from an aspect of wisdom? Is it something that is worth listening to or adhering to? We are asking Biafrans, Southeasterners, not to take up employment opportunities in Nigeria because you're agitating for Biafra. Please make it make sense. Even Israel, before they got to their promised land, they were part of the society still today. Jews are in Russia, Jews are in Ukraine, Jews are in Germany. The Jews had prominence in Germany. One of the reasons why you see Adolf Hitler wanting to eliminate these people, envious of their wealth, envious of their influence in Germany. In the United States, we have Jews. If you see them trace their origin, most of them are Jews. For the fact that they would have their own country does not mean that they would not take up opportunities in all of these societies they find themselves. So for Radio Biafra to come and ask Biafrans and Southeasterners not to take opportunities, employment opportunities in the federal civil service, personally, I think it is dumb. What is the template? What is the way forward? Where are we going from here? We have not had a physical Biafra whereby we have our borders manned by our people. We have the Navy, we have the Air Force, we have the Army, we have the police. We have not had that structures physically in place. We have not had collaborations with neighboring countries around the Biafran territory. We have not gotten our acts together. And you are asking people at this point in time not to do anything. You see, you cannot be in the diaspora and be giving such order, telling people not to get involved in Nigeria. Because even if you are going to get Biafra, you need some people inside. You see how Tinubu demystified the opposition. Everybody wasn't just in APC. Some people were, in quotes, sent to other parties to play the spoiler. Some people still, till now, they are members of the Labour Party, the PDP. Any party that will be a threat to the APC will send people who will represent them and also fight for their interest in that party. How do you destabilize the enemy? You have people inside. So for you to come out and say, don't get employment, don't take appointment in whatever, it is dumb for me. You cannot achieve Biafra like that. I don't think so. In the history of warfare, the enemy within does much of the job. If you don't have spies, why do they send spies? Okay, if you ostracize yourself from anything in Nigeria, how do you know what is happening in the country to help you plan on your next move and next act? How do you know what is happening? You just isolate yourself. Please, let's not give this kind of instructions anymore. You see, at the moment, you have not gotten the physical Biafra. You have gotten Biafra in diaspora. I understand. You don't have Biafra in this geographical location yet. The Biafra consciousness is well there. We should learn from past mistakes. That's why I love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I told somebody in I did an interview with somebody. I told that person that the only person I respect the most in this Biafra agitation is only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm a Biafran. I have my reasons. I have my opinion. You can't gag me on my opinion. I don't respect Ojukwu as much as I respect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody played their role. We are all playing our role in this Biafra of a thing. Wazirike did his. Whether he backslided, he did his own quota. Whether Ojukwu, after fighting in Biafra war and went on exile and came back, wanted to become president of Nigeria, he did his own bidding. The Effiong family stayed back, surrendered, and never got into politics. They did their own bidding. But I have my reservation for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can't tell people not to get involved in whatever. Okay, for instance now, Biafrans, Southeasterners refuse to be, because the politicians, I hope you're not talking to the politicians, your own supporters, because let's say 60% of Igbo people are somehow physically supporting the IPOB. Let's say 60%. Every other person is either standing on the fence or outrightly saying, not now. Some people are saying, instead of Biafra, let's build an Igbo nation. That is the Zig mentality. Let's build an Igbo nation, a successful Igbo nation in Nigeria. Other states are also saying the same thing. Calabar and Akwa Ibom are saying, why don't we be the successful southern part of Nigeria in Nigeria? Some people are saying regionalism, whatever. So if you are, for those that are supporting you, 60% of Southeasterners, those that are working in the army, that are working in civil service, that are working here, there, or that, they are not in any federal government office or parastatal. They are not anywhere at all. They don't have access to information, whatever. Nnamdi Kanu does his broadcast. He makes revelations. How do you think he gets those revelations? Is it by the, in quote, enemy? Would he get revelations just by the enemy? It is somebody that is inside. How do journalists, investigative journalists, get some of the exclusives? It's always from somebody within. You cannot have an agitation like this. Just the autopilot group. Because Biafran agitation, there are so many groups. IPOB is one of those groups. IPOB is one of the groups. MASOB is another group. Yes, so many groups on this Biafra agitation. So the autopilot people, just a few days after Samanekpa was incarcerated or arrested, whichever one you want to use, just few days, you see the kind of structure that he built. They are already fighting. This one is saying, "Na me get this one, na me get this one." This one is dismantling this one, is appointing this one. This one is lobbying here, and there. The world they are watching. We need to understand that we are building a nation. We are not building a nation of dollars. We are not dollars. For the fact that some of us, people like me, we are plenty, we are in our millions, but they refuse to speak. They will not speak. So if you are running an agitation, let's mind our statement. Let's mind what we say. You cannot be just outside. You must have people that are inside, that will do the inside job. If there are no Igbos in government today, it is easier for them to overrun you. Because you might not have privy knowledge to what they are going to do at the end of the day. Under Buhari's regime, almost all the military formations, whether it is Navy, Air Force, whether it is Army, whether it is Customs, they are all from the north. And it was a risky one for the Igbo people or the Southeasterners or the Southerners. Imagine in a security meeting they are speaking Hausa or Fulani. Then the Igbos have no ears in Asuro, have no eyes in Asuro, have no privy knowledge to whatever that is happening in Asuro. If you watch King Arthur or Spartacus, something around, the Senate, those in the Senate, had an eye in the Senate for them to defeat the emperor. Some senators had to stake themselves, stake their lives for that to happen. Yes, they had to stake their lives for that to happen. But you see, advising Biafrans, don't join this. You are where you are. You think that agitation is just like isolation. You cannot isolate yourself. We must be part and parcel of the system. I quote Israel again. Israel, they control banking industry. They are leading in technology. They are also in agriculture all over the world. If you look at Germany, I mentioned these countries before. You see them, the more reasons why they are even sophisticated is this international alliance. I tell you, the countries they found themselves, they were at the top echelon, and they never stopped being at that echelon. They never stopped being influential in those countries they left to their own land. So you cannot say, okay, the whole of Southeast, nobody is in the ministry of, nobody is in petroleum ministry, no Southeasterner. Because if we listen to you, even those that are there should even resign. No appointments. No Southeasterner in any ministry, no Southeasterner anywhere, no Southeasterner. So when they are going to carry an attack on you, you just come up in the night. They just round you off. No prior information. And some of you are helpless. Some people that are making this statement, they're just making it out of, I don't understand. Let's understand what we are saying. Biafrans should not reject appointments as it is now. You don't play politics. You don't even play international politics like that. You see Hamas in Israel. Hamas. Israel didn't say Hamas. Let me just talk that one. You see that Hamas. Hamas gonna go. Israel, they're in Hamas. You see Syria. Israel have captains in Syria. They have eyes everywhere. Everywhere. They will not come out and say, don't take. All you need to do is the consciousness. Let the consciousness, this is who I am. An American goes anywhere and is proud to be an American. A Jew goes anywhere, he's proud to be a Jew. That is what you need, the consciousness. If the consciousness is built and is strong, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve in any situation. This is just like you are looking at maybe babies. You just go on your phone and just tweet, do not take up as a federal civil servant, blah blah blah. So we are intellectuals running, supporting this agitation. We are not children. So the things that have been happening in the past, we kept quiet. I was just looking in my closet and we asking, is this how other people achieve their own independence? Is this how? Mossad, planting agents here and there. United States Secret Service, Chinese, because maybe the Chinese, it might be difficult for them because their looks might look different. The Chinese, they are planting moles here and there. You need eyes inside. Instead, let them be able to identify as Biafrans, whether secretly, wherever they go. So that when it's time to take the bold step, the enemy will be dumbfounded that we know their tactics. You see the reasons why the Fulanis are pushing, don't allow these people get closer to this particular presidency. Don't allow them get to this chief of army staff. Don't allow them get to this place. Don't allow them get to that place, because they don't want you to know some of the things that maybe they are planning against the Biafran people. And yet some people just type on their keyboard and say, don't accept this. What is the meaning of that? I do not support a Bianco Juku. You know why? Because of her status as a person. You understand? Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. But there are advantages to that. Let's look at it. But a Bianco Juku has been holding positions upon positions. She should have understood the position of the government as Minister of State for Foreign whatever. She should have understood that. But there are some positions you don't tell people, especially the security apparatus. If we don't have any Southerner, let's look at the southern part of Nigeria. If you don't have any Southerner in the Nigerian army, look at you. The Fulani will just run you people road. That is why some of these guys, when they go to the southeast, the Fulani guys, when they post them to the southeast, because they have a consciousness that this, even though it is a one Nigeria kind of, they still have this consciousness that these guys are Yamri. They use the opportunity and they start doing all they can do. Tinubu entered. He doesn't even trust any northerner. He wants to put a southerner's chief of army staff. After Lagbaja, he put his another Yoruba person because he knows the essence. He knows the essence of not having southerners in the Nigerian army, and anywhere they go. You see the reason why he's appointing Yorubas left, right, center is so that they will have eyes in every part of the government. And Yorubas are good spies. Very can pretend and they can get information and still maintain that we are Oduduwa. We are Oduduwa. So that tactics can't work. It doesn't work in Biafra. At this point in time, it is strategizing. You need to strategize and build our formations. I've been saying it. All these Nzobu levels we are running, if you're running Nzobu levels, at the end of the day, you don't get anywhere. You don't get anywhere. See, what is the war? Even sometimes I'm tired about African politics, African whatever. Talk about Africa. I'm just tired about. People are talking about technology. China and America. Your AI is better than my AI. Your technology is better than my technology. China, US, they have our information. Our president now, if they want to narrow on him where he's taking his bath, your President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, taking his bath, in his own bathroom, they can do it. These people focus on skill and ability, world skill and ability, technology. They build themselves. Instead of you to encourage Biafrans to start building themselves in whatever skill and technology, whatever experience and connection that they need. I've told you before that one advantage of putting your people in power, I'm a politician. One advantage of putting your people in corridors of power is that these people, they have exposure, they have experience, they have connection, and they build competence capacity. Having Yorubas in every area, every corner of authority for 8 years, do you know what it is? Do you know what they are exposed to? And they are in charge of the ministries. You know, years and years of books carried out by every other person. You know what? There's opportunities also part of it. Opportunities. This comes with the package. Does not mean that you are less a Biafran by working in the Nigerian civil service. It does not mean so. You are less a Biafran. There's an approach to different things that we can do to achieve this Biafra. The consciousness must be so strong. Now they kind of started building consciousness upon consciousness that even produced a Samonepa. The consciousness has to be strong. I am not supporting Samonepa. That Samonepa said something about declaring Biafra on the 2nd of December, and I picked that thing. He said, now it is war between we and Nigeria. We are going to have an unconventional war if it takes 20 years. I looked at what he said. If it takes 20 years, I'm not supporting Samonepa. I understand that from the fact he played a role, and that role is that he made people talk about Biafra. So what he said, 20 years, that means the consciousness that we are coming was there, and that consciousness needs to be built. You see, when people are fighting boxing, they make sure that that person is conscious that they are determined to beat them. That's why they stand and they look at themselves. They look at themselves and they hold their fists, and they might be allowed to say one or two things or the other. If people are going for a war, a battle, there's a prep talk, a talk that ginger the people. So the consciousness needs to be so strong in you that any department, we are working in media houses, and I was screaming Biafra. I was working in a media house, I was screaming Biafra. Because I had the consciousness. The consciousness is in me. It does not make me less than anything. If it happens, most people that are selling, okay, why don't you tell people, stop selling market in Lagos, abandon your business, abandon everything, and go back to your village? Why not say the same thing? Or what are you running from? What are you avoiding? Are you avoiding that, okay, for them working in federal civil service, they are part of Nigeria or whatever? No, it is the consciousness. You that you are speaking, most of these people are abroad. You are abroad now. You are abroad. Why don't you quit and come back to Biafra? When you are working, does it make you less? Does it make you less? You see all these Arab people, some of these people calling for Sharia courts in the southwest. Most of them are in these Arab nations. Look at how the Muslims conquer. They leave their God-forsaken countries that is inhabitable to them. They go to countries they despise their culture, and they get there. It doesn't make them less of a Muslim or an Arab. They impose. So for them working in the federal civil service or whatever, army or whatever, does not make them less. Although there are some things. Look at Osman bin Laden. He worked in the whatever before. I'm just citing examples for you to understand that there are some directives you don't give. If you're even giving it, don't even come out and say it on social media. So don't you have your channels of communication other than social media? No, you don't come out and say it. So if you are a Biafran, a Southeasterner that want to change the system, don't stop what you're doing. Don't stop what you're doing. You don't only change the system from outside. You also change the system from within. And how is that possible? It's possible for you to be, you need to become part and parcel of that system to be able to effect a certain amount of change, having the consciousness of where you are going and who you are.